So the number one question we always get is, of the forms of flower remedies that we have, which is the most powerful? Some people think internal must be more powerful. But in fact, what we found is that whether you're putting it inside your body or on your body is the same effect. So what I always tell people is, the way that you will experience the most profound results is to choose the form that you are most often going to use it. In the world of flower essences, it's not about quantity. Sometimes when I give presentations, people will kind of chuckle and say, oh my God, I need a gallon of that. And in fact, if you drank a whole gallon of, say, joy juice, nothing much would happen. But if you take it every 5 minutes, you will very quickly find yourself laughing more and making other people laugh more. It works very quickly, but it's based on frequency. And I tend to think of it as like, think of somebody in your life who has a really positive, beneficial effect on you. You spend time with them and then you feel like a better person afterwards. Is it better to see that person for 1 week, say like you go to a retreat together, and then you don't see them the whole rest of the year? Or is it better to see them for shorter time periods every month, say, or every week? It's like feeding yourself the good stuff all the time, right? And we can see that we could correlate that to diet, exercise. Is it better to run a marathon once a year or to run a little bit each day and do a little bit of exercise each day? So it's similar. We typically say, get the flower essences in or on your body at least 5 times a day, and you will notice results. You should notice results. Okay, so the first form is the elixir. This is the traditional way that flower essences are taken. They are taken internally. This is the form that is just the flower essences by themselves in a base of alcohol and water and honey. So every practitioner makes their flower essences differently. The way that we make them is with honey. If I'm telling you to take them 5 times a day, I want them to be super yummy, like a treat. So it's like nectar, and you take 5 drops. You can put it under the tongue, anywhere in your mouth, and you can also put it in beverages. So I have a glass of water here. You can put 5 drops in, or as you can see, I didn't really count the drops. I just sort of did what felt right. Or if you carry a water bottle, you can put an entire dropper full in your water bottle and then drink that throughout the day. It's almost like every time you take a drink, it's like you're taking your flower essences. So like we talked about earlier, you're instructing your water clusters how to form, what crystalline shape to take, and bringing you back into harmony and balance through the process. So most people who like to take elixirs the best would typically be folks who are used to herbal tinctures. They just really like taking things internally, or say have a really good practice of hydrating, drinking water, tea, coffee. Yes, you can add this to your tea and coffee and other drinks. You can add it to wine, you can add it to beer, your alcoholic drinks. You can literally add it to anything. The only thing I would say is you don't want to boil it. So if you've made a nice hot cup of tea, you can add it afterwards, and they'll keep their strength and potency as long as you're not like boiling them. I find it very easy to put in beverages. Lately, I have a whole bunch of elixirs on the counter in the kitchen at my home, and then also here at the office. So I can just pick and choose what I want in my water, coffee, tea in that moment. I have found myself taking more and more flower elixirs lately. Just as a side note, you can take just one and really singularly focus on just one so you really feel exactly and precisely what it's doing in your system, or you can take multiple. It does have honey, so we recommend that for babies to get the benefits of the flower essences through breastfeeding, because if the mom is taking flower essences and the baby's breastfeeding, the baby will get the benefit because of the honey. After 1 year, we recommend it for children. Then we have the mist. So we take the flower essences and we blend them together with the essential oils, the aromatherapy. And you just want to mist around, not necessarily right on your face. Some people get sensitized or their skin becomes sensitive with the regular use of essential oils. So I like to just mist down. If you can mist the back of your neck if you like. It smells so good. It almost forces you to take a deep breath, which is a nice little break as well. Again, if you are just applying the flower essences eternally, and externally, both, it has just as much of a beneficial effect as when you're taking it internally. And this is something that I have noticed over many, many, many years of watching people work with flower essences. You don't know how many trade shows and farmers markets and things where people have just been in lines, and I watch the effects of flower essences on people immediately, person after person after person after person. And what I can tell you is that there's an interesting phenomenon when people first take flower essences in whatever form. It's almost like there's this kind of film on their eyeball. You know, sometimes when you look at old dogs and they have cataracts, it's kind of like this film. And sometimes you see that with humans, not the cataract type of film. It's just sort of almost like a fogginess. And once they work with the flower essences, it's like immediately it clears off. Their eyeball becomes more clear, and sometimes their eyes water. So that's one phenomenon. Something else you may see is the body language or the facial expression immediately shift and change. And you sort of see sort of like this wave of something come over them. Mist. You can also mist your pillow, your bed sheets at night. Mist is fun because you can share it with other people, right? You can get, all your office mates, your colleagues, folks at home. You can sort of accidentally mist someone behind you. So it's like it permeates the space. You can clear spaces. It's really wonderful for that. Then we have the serum. So the serum is a carrier oil. You can use this for massage. You can use it for Abhyanga practices or application of oil to your body. You can add it to baths. It's a very gentle, very low dilution of essential oil. So it's yummy but subtle, and you can apply it to your whole body. And then we have the bath salts. Bath salts are fun because you can just tear it off, toss the whole thing in the bath. It smells amazing, and each bath comes with a meditation that's different from the other combination blends. And last but not least, the anointing oil is a very high dilution. We call it the perfumer's dilution because it has so many essential oils in it that it really has a very strong scent, like a perfume or a cologne. It starts out stronger, it gets more subtle over time because, again, they are all natural essential oils from plants. We don't use any synthetic ingredients. We are very picky about the ingredients that we choose and where we source our materials. It will also change with your body chemistry, and the anointing oils will smell differently on you than your friends and family because of your differing formation of elements and chemical makeup, which is kind of fascinating. It makes it sort of like your own perfume because you blend together with the essential oils. And I like to think of the anointing oils as being very helpful for focusing on particular points on the body. If you are well versed with acupressure, acupuncture, you can apply a drop to the points and do acupressure practice. Or in sort of a more general term, I like to think of applying a drop here and then it instantly travels to the heart. So those are the ways that we work with flower essences. Again, in terms of which one is most powerful, the question I would return back to you then is, which one will you enjoy and love so much that you will want to use it 5 times or more?